The network marketing I did, one or two things led to one or two things. The business came down. And I went from here to here financially. My rent was about expiring, and my landlord increased the rent. So it was a difficult time for me. And my wife was also pregnant. Before then, I had to even start doing both. So I went straight there. Right in my very before, these guys transferred about 480,000 to buy an iPhone. And this was me. The whole money I had everywhere then was around 8,000. Wow. And I'm like, wait a minute. So at that point I said, bros, that's real estate where they talk. Come talk again.
Hola, this is Land, Money and Time. My name is Smile and today I am in Asaba. Thank you so much for coming around to talk to Land, Money and Time.
A pleasure.
Tell us who you are.
Okay, my name is Anthony. They call me Coach T. Yeah, COACHTEE. Yeah. So I'm a real estate consultant and of course I'm a trainer. I'm from Delta State. I'm from Okunzu precisely, in the Neocha north of Delta State. Okay. So I'm a graduate. I read biochemistry from Delta State University, and I did my master's in the same biochemistry in the University of Benin.
Wow!
And amazingly, I'm a real estate.
It's really,
yeah.
I think the
transition
is really obvious. Like everybody can see that. Why did some people will be asking now? Why from biochemistry to
real estate?
Okay, tell us why real estate.
Yes, I've always been entrepreneurial. Yes, I've always been that kind of young man who is always ready for more, who wants more. And I don't usually like routine. Anything that makes me do the same thing repeatedly the same way, it's boring. I don't like it. So because of that, after my school, I didn't think of getting a job because I know that a job will keep me on the same routine and it's not what I like. So I decided to go into business. I went into books. I sold books for like 2-3 years. That's where I did a lot of research, read a lot of things then. And I went into network marketing. I did network marketing for like 3 years, where we also did some amazing things, built large teams, made a lot of money until less than 2 years ago. That was June 17th, 2023. Wow. That was when someone actually introduced me to real estate. Before that time, I've never done real estate. I've never sold any land. I only have heard the word real estate, but I don't really know what it was. Until someone, a lot of things led to that. Before I eventually said, okay, wow, I think there's something in this industry that we could harness. So I came into the industry June 17, 2023. And it's been an amazing journey from then till now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is really, really, really massive because if you look at it, like someone having to go from all the years you were studying in school, you weren't thinking of real estate
at all.
Yeah, so having to go from all that now to doing real estate, and within this short time, I'm sure that if anybody comes into Asaba, the name Coach T rings a very loud bell. So, but what is that? What was that moment that made you to say, okay, this real estate? Because sometimes some people come into an industry, look at it 1 year, 2 years, they know this is not for me.
Okay.
What was that moment that made you say, this? I'm sticking with this
real estate. Now, before I joined, after the first business I did, the network marketing I did, one or two things led to one or two things. The business came down, and I went from here to here financially. Life became very tough, So as at that May, my rent was about expiring, and my landlord increased the rent from 650 to 950, I think. So it was a difficult time for me. And my wife was also pregnant, so it was tough. At that point, I'm like, okay, so what else? Before then, I had to even start doing bolts with my car. I was doing bolts to at least keep body and soul together. But I knew that this is not the plan I have for myself. Like, this is not what I want to do. So I was just using that bolt to pass time while I was waiting for any other opportunity that can open up. So before that time, the guy that brought me to real estate, Rich Machuku, we call him the land mayor. Yes, the guy that brought me to real estate. We've done a lot of business in the past, So, but at that time, he was telling me, come to, in fact, it took him like 3 years.
Mm.
He started talking to me since 2021
Wow.
to come into real estate. But somehow I didn't pay attention.
Mm.
Then my business was moving, my network marketing was doing well, and
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention. But at that critical point of my life, I really needed something new. And as if God was orchestrating my path, I pray, I say, God, I'm tired. I just need something new.
Wow.
Where do I face? What do I really do?
Mm.
So, I told you I sell books.
Yes.
So at that point, he called me that he needed a particular book. He said I'm the only one who can actually get that contact.
Yeah.
Of which I made some calls, called Lagos, and I found the book. So I called him, and the book was sold for me for 30,000 a copy, and I told him it was 50,000 because it's business.
Yeah.
So he said I wasn't expecting him to pay. Because it's not the guy who is into a book that can bring out 50,000 to buy one book. And I didn't think he was making money. All the while he was telling me come into real estate, I wasn't seeing him like was making money. So I was not motivated to say, okay, let me come and join you. So it was when he said, okay, I should send my account details. And less than 3 minutes, I saw 50,000. That was a changing point in my thinking. I'm like,
money not the problem.
Wait a minute. It's like this guy is actually making money.
Yeah.
That was the first switch in my head. So when I got the book, I went to deliver it to him. And coincidentally, I was driving into his office. In his plaza, there's a place where they sell phones. So I met him there. So I went straight there. Right in my very before, this guy transferred about 480,000 to buy an iPhone. And this was me. The whole money I had everywhere then was around 8,000.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So it was that point I said, bros, that's real estate where they talk before. Come talk again.
Oh, goodness.
I'm ready now.
Wow.
So that was the point. He started laughing. Wow. We laughed. I sat down. He gave me the roadmap, showed me everything. I'm like, oh my God, you didn't explain this thing well. He said you were not ready to listen.
He didn't explain it well.
I told him he didn't explain this real estate thing well.
Number.
So that was the point I came into the industry, and as they say, the rest is history. Land mayor.
Land mayor, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, land mayor. I didn't know that he actually was the person that introduced you.
No, shout out to land mayor. You don't know what you've done. Thank you. Wow. I owe you everything I've achieved so far. Thank you, land mayor.
Wow. So tell us, what would you say has been the biggest breakthrough moment, like that sale that really?
The sales. The sale that changed my life was an 850,000 naira worth of land. Okay, maybe you're waiting for me to call like 70 or 100 million. I've done a lot of sales. I've done sales of 70 million, 75 million, but the sales that changed my life was the sale of 850,000 naira worth of land. Wow. That was the very first property I sold. The very first land I sold. Let me tell you how it changed my life. I was in the hall that day when someone I was talking to made payment. That was my first sale.
Wow.
I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I've made a sale. That was my 12th day in real estate.
Wow.
I can tell you literally everything that happened in the first 90 days of my real estate. On my 12th day, I made that first sale in First Edition Plaza. I was in the hall. I was so excited. I have a colleague, she was in the hall. So my whole excitement, my whole jumping and shouting, like, oh my God, I made my first sale. So I went to her, like, I made my first sale. Yeah. So she was happy for me, but the vibe was not corresponding to the energy I was bringing out.
Okay.
So, no concern me. My own is I made a sale. Somewhere in my head, I was thinking maybe he thinks that, okay, is it a 850,000 naira property that you are so excited about? But that was my first sale. Now, throughout that time, I wasn't promoting any property above 1.5 million. I'm not interested. Sometimes you see people the way you are.
Yeah.
I was broke, struggling. So somewhere in my head, I was thinking that everybody around me is broke. So any property above 1.5 million, I no go post that. Because in my head, nobody they buy it. But something changed that day. After like 1 hour, 30 minutes, I had that experience with her.
Yeah.
She was like, Coach T, come let me do you back. So she showed me a transaction of 9 million. Her own client paid 9 million. And I'm like, wait a second. So do people pay
this amount,
such millions for properties? That was my changing point.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, I need to actually start looking into high budget properties.
Properties.
And that was
Wow.
when I actually began to ask questions. Where are the expensive estates we have in Asaba?
Okay.
And I began to go to those places, began to make video. And amazingly, the moment I started posting those big ticket products, I started selling.
So it's a big space that everybody wants to that can accommodate as many
Yes.
as
Whether
many
you're
people
rich, you're broke, you're
Yeah.
struggling, there is a space for you in
for
real
in
estate.
real estate.
Yes.
Okay, now tell us. Sometimes when we talk about these things, people from the outside may think that it's all rosy and all vibes and all that. What are the challenges? What were the challenges you faced? Or what are the challenges that you are facing, still facing in real estate right now?
Yeah, the major challenge I faced in real estate is finding the right product.
Okay.
Real estate is so complex that it has a lot of challenges. And if you don't have the capacity, if you don't have the strength to withstand the problem that comes with real estate, then you better stay off.
Okay.
I'm talking about developers right now.
Yeah.
A lot of developers have found themselves in different problems because of buying the wrong properties. And initially in the business, it was part of the challenges I faced. Which product do I sell? Which products can actually deliver? Which product will I sell? And after selling, my clients will be properly satisfied. I did 1 or 2 transactions that went the other way, and it affected my relationship with the clients. So that's been the challenge. And so right now, being about 2 years in the system, I know better now. I know the things to ask for, the things to see before I begin to promote any particular product. So that's still a challenge for a lot of people. Knowing the right product to sell that will not give you problem. A product that you will sell and you are sure that everything is in order. That's a major challenge. Another challenge is finding the right buyers. Real estate is not cheap. It's not bread and akara. It's a high ticket product. I mean, the cheapest property we have right now is around 1.5 million. And in this economy, for somebody to make that 1.5 million to buy a product, that person must at least have some level of financial freedom. So the country is a bit tough for a lot of people. So finding the right people who have the capacity to buy is also a challenge. But if you can know how to position yourself, if you can know where to look, you will find such people.
Wow. Was there a time in real estate when you almost quit? I know it's been a short while. Was there a time when you felt like this is not even, because I'm wondering, first 12 days you made sales. Some people stay in this business for years
without sales.
Yes. Was there a time when you felt like this is not it?
For now, no, I've never really felt so. It's been an upward growth.
Okay.
Like in the last 2 years, for me, it's been an upward steady growth. Not just for me, for the people I work with. I don't work alone. I work with a lot of people. I have close to 300 persons I mentor. And in my team personally, we're growing. So we've done about almost 1.8 billion in sales in the last 2 years. So it's been an amazing upward growth. So for now, I've not seen any reason. It's real estate. We're not doing anything again.
Wow.
We're not doing anywhere again.
Okay, tell us now. If you weren't doing real estate,
yes.
Like let's say you weren't doing real estate, what would you do?
Network marketing.
Wow.
Network marketing.
Wow.
I don't need to think about it. Network marketing is a system that promotes goods and services without a middleman. And it gives you an ability to leverage. Leverage means multiplying yourself in people. I've seen people's life change in network marketing. Network marketing literally changed my life. My first 10 million, 20 million, 30 million was made in network marketing. So I know what it can do. But a lot of people are not willing to understand how the system works and how they can benefit from it. That's the challenge. So if I wasn't doing real estate, of course, in the real estate now, there's even a network marketing part of the system where you can bring in people, train them, mentor them, teach them to do what you're doing. And by the time they're doing the same thing, you are earning a percentage of their efforts. That is leverage.
Wow.
So anything that depends on you to earn completely is wrong. You can never be rich doing something alone. You must find a way, find a system that enables you to work with people and earn certain percentage from their efforts. Yeah.
Wow. Tell us. Where do you see the brand in, say, 5 years from now?
Wow. 5 years is a long time. I'm talking about in 2 years' time. In 2 years' time, I'm going to leave the realm of individual sales to the realm of development.
Okay.
So I'm going to become a developer. 2 years from now, I should be an established developer. Doing a lot of developments here and there. Buying properties, building bigger brands, and growing beyond Asaba.
You're saying that within, let's say, you said you joined the business in 2023.
Yeah.
And you're here now in 2025, 2 years. 2 years from now, that's like 4 years
Yeah.
entering the business
I'm going to transition from a marketer to a developer. Yes.
And that's going to be a very, very big leap. So what would you say to somebody out there who isn't considering real estate, either as an investor or as a marketer?
If you're not doing real estate, boy, what are you doing? Like, if you're not doing real estate, what exactly are you doing? The richest and the biggest people in the world, they are in real estate. The churches are in real estate big time. The banks are in real estate big time. The top richest people, go and Google them, go and find out. Real estate is not just a tool for wealth creation. Real estate doubles also as a tool for wealth retention.
Wait, say that again.
Real estate is not just a tool for wealth creation.
Okay.
It's also a tool for wealth retention.
That means it can help you make money
and retain money. If you are not putting your money in funds, where are you putting it to? Is it crypto? You don't have control over crypto. Is it bonds and shares that you will buy and tomorrow they are down there? But properties will always remain there, and the values of properties will always appreciate as long as value is being imputed into that property.
Wow.
So if you're watching this, if you are not buying, you should be selling.
Wow.
Yes. You don't tell me you don't actually need the millions. Many of you, if you check the money that's passed through your banks, I did something the last time. I posted on my WhatsApp, I said, if you want to really know how stupid you have been with your finances, go and print your account statement for the last 1 year.
Okay.
And the guy tried to listen to me, went to the bank and printed out his bank statement.
Oh, good.
He was blown away.
Oh, my.
Was like, I don't understand how these millions have passed through my account. How is it possible? Like, he became self-aware.
Okay.
And I asked him, did he buy any property? He said he did not. And so plenty money, big money has passed through. Because sometimes you may think you broke, you don't have money, but just do the simple exercise. Go and get your bank statement. I didn't say 5 years.
Yes, 1 year.
Just 1 year.
1 year.
You will ask yourself, what is wrong with me? You know, so you should be buying. Now, there are properties that are very affordable. You can pay in installments. There are many platforms that give you opportunity to pay gradually. Why don't you make that commitment? Why don't you start that journey? Because the hardest part in this real estate thing is, how do I start? And if you have amazing platform like Land Money and Time, who can literally guide you on how to go about this thing, you don't have a problem. You reach out to him, say, okay, I have so amount, I can pay in 3 months, in 6 months. You start. The hardest part is in starting. I know somebody that bought a property for 32 million and in 1 month he sold it for 64 million. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Because the property was strategic, it was in a built-up place, and it was fit for what the buyer wanted. People have this money, they're looking for a particular kind of properties, and they're willing to pay any amount to get it. Wow. So if you have good funds, look for good locations, buy them, promote them, give them time. You will always make a lot of money. The illiterates of the 21st century are not those who cannot read and write. They are those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Right? Yeah. So you want to become rich and successful, you must open your mind to new innovations, to new information. And there's no better place to get information about real estate other than land, money, and time. So subscribe to this YouTube channel. Listen to all the amazing content and updates that come from here. You will learn a lot, either as an investor or as a promoter. And your life will never remain the same.
Wow. Thank you so much, Christy. You heard him. He's the master. So keep subscribing, keep sharing. Whatever you see you've learned here, share it. So let other people learn. Until I see you again.
And you can also follow my page, Coach T Homes. You can follow me on Facebook. Coach T Homes.
Okay. Yeah. So you heard him. You can also follow him. He's someone that can give you a whole lot of value when it comes to real estate. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Coach T, for sharing your time with us.
Welcome.
God bless.